You're never going to get it. F3 boards are dying.
So I say F3 boards are dying for a simple reason. They're running out of memory, honestly, and due to the way programming works, they quite simply don't have enough memory for all the features. So right now I'm going to run through the performance edition that UAV Tech has put out for F3 boards and how I set my Leader 120 up to fly in an amazing way that I love. Because I tried 3.50 and did not notice much of a change with the Leader. I noticed a bit of a change, I won't say not much, but with the Performance Edition I was able to add in RC smoothing, which is an incredible change, and add in the, what's it called? That thing. So anyway, right now we're plugging in. This is for bootloader mode, so I won't load firmware local. And I am going to go to... So here's my SP Racing F3 Performance Edition. I'm loading local, which is down here. Open. Doesn't give you anything. Flash firmware. Flashing. This takes about a minute. And programming successful. Alright, so let's run through. Here we are. We're connecting. Unique device. Running through. If you will notice, CPU load, not too high right now. Configuration. D-Shot 600, because why would you do anything else? This should be 8K, 4K. You can disable all of these. Accelerometer, barometer, magnetometer, blah blah blah. Developers, why is air mode not permanently enabled? I feel like that should default to permanent. That's about it. Save and reboot. Rebooting. Alright. Something I just learned about SP Racing F3 boards. You can't do 8K, 4K. Because your CPU load goes to 100%. So don't do that. That's kind of funny. Oh, it really is 100%. That's funny. Okay, don't do 8K. But on the F3, the Omnibus F3, 8K, 4K, totally fine. I will back this down a bit. So now we're back to 9%. That's funny. Pretend that's 8K, 4K. And air mode, OST, anti-gravity, dynamic filters you want on. Scrolling down. D-Shot 600, I don't need to rotate, so I'm fine there. Power battery, these are fine, default. You can, unless you have a current meter on your new board, don't have it. Failsafe, I normally go a little longer than 0.4 seconds, but that's fine. PID tuning, here's the fun stuff. So for these, I leave these default. My actual rate is 77, 77, 75, 75, 75, 14, 16 degrees per second. I have put my transition, my feed forward transition at 0.2, and I love it. I tried at 0 and I tried at a little bit higher, but 0.2 seems to be the best. Gives me a little bit of wedginess around the center of the stick and a bit of sharpness whenever I'm wanting to flip around. And turn on all of these. All of them. Smart feed forward is what makes this work fun. I did set these 10 higher. 60. 55. I found that 10 higher on the integral is my best setup so far anyway. And anti-gravity smooth and 5. Those are good. Save. Filter settings, I left these stock. Going to receiver. Filter, you want smooth, leave, filter, leave these default, those are best. Save. Modes, set up your modes. Set up your modes, however you normally do. And OSD. Cool thing about the OSD, new one that you get, average cell voltage, anti-gravity, and G-force does not work on the F3 board, unfortunately, but it's really cool. It tells you how much you're doing. Anti-gravity will flash on the screen when your anti-gravity setting kicks in, and I'll show you that in a few seconds. But you'll just see it flash. It won't give you a number, but it will flash on screen. Everything else, set however you like. G-force is really cool. It will give you how much G-force you're pulling, which is actually really cool. I love it. But that's on F4 boards for me and not on this one. So we're going to save that. So I am leaving a link to UAV Tech down below. Here comes my test flight. Those are my basic settings though for what I feel is the absolute best for the Leader 120. Thank you so much again for sticking around this long. Like I say, I know it's a refresher for many people just walking through the firmware flasher, but this is Betaflight 3.5.1 Performance Edition for an F3 board, and we're kicking off our flight right now. So this is my maiden flight with this Leader 120 and the F3 Performance Edition, and out of the gate you can see a little flashing symbol up in the upper left where there's anti-gravity. And honestly, it just feels great. Any prop wash you see, and there are a couple instances, is basically me flipping back and trying to create prop wash. But what you generally see is where I go from 0 throttle to about 70%, you'll see a small little jolt. And that's before anti-gravity kicks in, and it's probably the worst way to fly. I can smooth this out a lot by not dropping all the way down to 0 throttle. Like right there, 0 throttle, and make it smoother. But what I love about this is just how the quad reacts to basically what I'm thinking. And part of that is the transition with the 0.2 in smart feed forward. And like I say, when I had it at 1, it was too tight and would glitch and hiccup a little bit. But when I put it to 0.2, or I'm sorry, not at 1, at 0, when I put it to 0.2, it just smooths out and makes it so I can think exactly what I want to happen. And like I say, I'm still not a great pilot. I don't understand how to do a lot of tricks, but I do love the ability to just flip around, turn, twist, use yaw, and do some little spinny stuff. And yeah, I love it. But with the transition being 0.2, I feel like there's enough smoothness that I can still keep my rapid rates and be able to fly like I want. My thumbs aren't exactly analog. They're more digital because I was raised on Nintendo and not a PlayStation. So I haven't quite got used to having 2 analog thumbs. I have 2 digital thumbs. So once I put in a little bit of smoothing, everything just seemed to click into place, and I gotta tell you, I love it. Like, this is awesome. One thing I have noticed with the new 3.5 and above versions, actually I think this started at 3.4, my battery indicator doesn't update as quickly. So what that will mean is sometimes I will not get a false low reading, but I will stay higher than I think it should for a while, and then suddenly it will drop down and never recover. And I can't tell if my battery's actually draining that much, but I think it's more that it doesn't report as quickly, so it doesn't report as often. Now when it does report that I'm at low voltage, it is actually at low voltage, or it's closer, like it drops to 3.4, stays there for quite a while. In the previous versions of Betaflight, it would drop to 3.5, then back up to 3.45, and it'd stay there, and it would fluctuate more. Here, I think it just doesn't update as much. But with this Performance Edition, I did still manage 3.5 minutes of flight of what I would call a pretty fun flying. I wasn't doing anything totally over the top, but definitely enjoy it. And that is going to be it for this flight. As always, thank you so much. If this helped you in any way, shape, or form, please like and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you later. Thank you so much.